Once I started to look back at it and go back through it and see it all laid out, it was kind of tough for me about the first month because I hadn't seen the stuff for a while, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to lay this whole collection out. So I just decided to depart ways with it.
You have jerseys from your playing days with the Bulls, from your time on the Dream Team, jerseys of other players, shoes from other players as well. As you sort of amassed all of this over the years, I mean, was it just kind of like, you just ended up with this stuff because, I mean, that's just how it works when you're a professional athlete, or did you have a mind of collecting and curating this stuff as you went on?
I had a mind for it.
Yeah.
I was a collector, I guess, to some degree of my own collection. So it was something that I valued throughout my career that, I felt one day that I was going to hang these jerseys up or be able to give them to my kids. But it came to a point where they don't want the jerseys, and I think that, I would probably keep it in a box or something for the rest of my life. So I just felt like it was time for me to move on from it. I know there's a lot of collectors out there that, enjoy and embrace these moments. So I decided to part ways with it.
So it sounds like the timing was right, and it sounds like there wasn't necessarily a hardest piece to part with. But I'm curious whether this is truly the entire collection, or did you keep something back for yourself?
I kept a lot back.
Yeah.
I probably had over 250 items, and so this is just a small portion of my collection.
Are you surprised at just how big sports memorabilia has gotten? I mean, we take an auction house like Sotheby's that's normally auctioning off Picassos and, Van Goghs or whatever. And now we've seen over the years them auctioning off memorabilia in the sports world, the entertainment world, things that in the past would not have sort of traditionally been considered to be worthy of an auction house like Sotheby's.
Well, I think sports is definitely came a long ways, definitely in terms of the value of players' jerseys, things that we've seen in the past and how they've been able to sell. I wasn't expecting this when I started my collection. It's just happened that, memorabilia is at an all-time high right now. But, I was glad that I was able to maintain and keep a lot of the stuff that I played in.
With regards to the items that you did select, and there's a great video that Sotheby's put out of you kind of going through some of the items. What was kind of like one of your biggest memories as you were going through that collection and kind of reminiscing? Was it the three-peats, the two three-peats you had with the Bulls? Was it your membership on the Dream Team, the Olympic team back in the 90s?
Well, it was a lot.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was my years with the Bulls, the 90s. Just a long run there, 11 years winning, the success that I had there. It was all, but it was a lot of everything. The stuff that I collected during the 92 Dream Team, the stuff I collected from the 96 Dream Team. When I was in the moment, I really cherished those moments, and I collected a lot.
Your Naismith trophy is in there, your Hall of Fame trophy.
Yeah. Yes, it is in there.
Yeah.
It's just a little award that they gave me for being a part of the Basketball Hall of Fame. But I know that there are people out there that really love and idolize a lot of the sports memorabilia stuff. I've lived it, and I've kind of moved on from that part of my life.
What's interesting is that, this collection, it's not just your personal items. You also have a few items from some of your teammates and also from Larry Bird as well. I believe you have a jersey from him. But you have a pair of Air Jordans that were worn by Michael Jordan during the 1992 Dream Team Olympics game. And I think that might take a lot of people by surprise. I mean, how did it come about that you have these sneakers?
Well, we was sort of closing out the gold medal game, and we was just sitting in the locker room, myself and Michael and Charles, and I just looked over, I saw Charles had jumped up and asked Michael for his jersey, so I was like, let me get those shoes.
That's pretty funny.
That's it. I mean, and that's been, what, 35 years or so.
I do want to talk about the presentation of this collection as well, because I think that's pretty unique. How Sotheby's has designed what I believe is a full basketball court, right? They constructed that What's it look like? Could you play on it? I mean, how does it actually feel underfoot?
Actually, I haven't been on the court yet.
Not
I
yet.
was going to go on it this morning, but I haven't. But I'm going to be meeting some of the, I guess, fans, clients later today. So I'll get a chance to see if I can still throw up a few shots.
Scottie, can I ask you about just the state of the NBA right
Sure.
now, too? I mean, obviously, the
Hopefully I can
90s
answer.
were kind of the golden era, and that's kind of one of the big selling points of this auction. But when you look at viewership, I mean, the NBA Finals viewership peaked with your last three-peat in '98 over the Jazz. And since then, I mean, the finals that we've seen, at least over the last few years, I mean, we're tracking TV viewership that's less than half of that. When you look at what people are watching in terms of the regular season and the finals, do you think the NBA needs to do more to promote the league, or is it just a talent issue? What's going on?
I wish I had the answer to that, but you know, the game has changed tremendously. It's a different style of play. A lot of people are not as attractive to that style of play as they did in the past, but there's other things out there too that are distracting and taken away from the game of basketball. Yeah. So it's not like it was in the 90s when, you know, the cell phone was not as popular. It didn't have as many apps. Well, now people are now engaged in their phones, and it takes away from what I consider the greatest game, meaning basketball, is that people don't really have to watch games anymore.
Yeah. Do you think there's maybe some growth potential internationally? I know Adam Silver in the league is trying to do more to bring in more viewership from outside the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, our game is definitely a global game. I mean, it's definitely full of a lot of international players, and I do see the game someday expanding to Europe, maybe Mexico, but it's definitely room for growth. I don't know how we fix the problem that's going on right now, but, you know, come playoff times, I think that people tend to tune in a little more, but it's just a lot more distraction going on that it's hard for people to engage in the game as they did in the 90s and early 2000s.